Hey everybody. Hi. Okay, I'm getting a headache, so I'm just gonna take this out. So welcome. Training Tuesday. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late today. We had a slow start on dinner. I couldn't really think of what I wanted to make. And then it ended up taking me less than an hour to cook it, but I couldn't find the recipe, which, by the way, Jenny, I used your butter, not your butter chicken, your sweet curry chicken, and it was gosh darn delicious, girl. Like, you need to make that all day, every day. I could eat that all day, every day. Am I in, Sarah? Hi, Sarah. Am I in Wickless and Wonderful, or am I in Scented VIP? Can you tell me? Because I'm not sure. Let me know before I go into my spiel. Otherwise, I'm doing Training Tuesday in the wrong place. Because I can invite way more people than I normally can. That's really hot still. Oh, Sarah, tell me where I am. I might have to end this and go check. Oh, hold on, I got my tablet. We'll see where I am. No, I'm in Wickless and Wonderful. I'm good. Okay. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Sarah. Sometimes I'm worried. Okay. So, let me invite people then. And Sarah, if you don't mind inviting some people. You're already here. Okie dokes. So we are talking about taxes. This is everybody's least favorite topic, but it's got to be done. I only do it once a year. I'm very lazy. I'm a procrastinator. But it's not really that big of a deal if you kind of stay at least semi-organized throughout the year. When the end of the year comes, it's not even that bad. So the only thing you need to know is that all this stuff only applies to you if you have made $500 in commissions or more in 2017 or in the last business year, depending whenever you're watching this, okay? Ooh, my hair's one big knot in the back. Okay. Oh God, there's so much of it. Okay. So this video only applies to you if you have made $500 in commissions in the last year, okay? That's what Scentsy, or the Canadian government, considers what needs to be claimed. And Scentsy will give you a T4A slip. It'll be available in your accounts tab. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see where it would be. Like I said, at least $500 in commissions to get that T4A slip. Honestly, I don't do my own taxes, okay? It's too much for me. I don't think I could handle that. I go to an accountant. I have an accountant in Alberta, because that's where I started with her a couple years ago. And so I just figured, why not? She does my taxes and my husband's taxes. She probably costs me between $100 to $200 a year, depending how much I have to give her. But she's awesome. She writes off whatever she can. If I have a tax question, I just shoot it off to her. She's very helpful, and I love her. So I have an accountant. I only talk to her once a year, literally once a year. Oh, okay. Hopefully nothing falls over back there. So yeah, I only talk to her once a year around tax time. She bills me at the end, like she'll do all my taxes for me, and then she'll tell me what I owe her, and I just e-transfer her. But find somebody local to you. Make sure you ask about their history with direct sales. Some people will be like, oh yeah, I can do it, no problem. But how many have you done is an important question to ask, because you want to make sure that they actually know what they're doing. Hey Tiff, are you excited for World Tour? Oh girl. Yes, Trina, I made them. Okay, so I save all my empty bar shells. I have 2 big Scentsy bags under here full. And then what I do is I go to, oh, that's what I forgot at the dollar store. Anyways, I go to the dollar store and I buy these little twinkle lights or whatever. I buy the cool white ones, and then I drill a hole in the top of each Scentsy bar, like up here. And I stick the light through it and I hot glue it so it sticks. And then they stay on those, like they're just hanging from them. And it's just 2 AA batteries that run them. So I used to bring them to events. Okay, side note. Let's get distracted here with Alicia. Squirrel moment. I used to bring them to events, but then people got confused and thought they were like Scentsy bars, so they would try and grab them and pick them up and take the whole string with them. So we don't do that anymore because that's what happens. But yeah, I made them. Okay, so this video only applies if you have at least $500 in commissions or more in the last year. You'll get a T4A slip in your accounts tab, and I recommend that you find an accountant. I don't recommend ever that you use like H&R Block or anything like that because they are just not the most experienced. So I recommend you find yourself an accountant, talk to your direct sales friends around you, or you know, ask the accountant themselves for some references in the direct sales industry. Make sure you ask them an hourly rate and their estimate for what you need them to do. Normally they'll be able to tell you if you have like a T4A, if you have 2 of them, say, you know, and like maybe a handful of write-offs, they'll be able to kind of tell you. Like I said, I generally pay between $100 to $200, and he does, or she does, Nathan's and my taxes. So there isn't much to talk to you about tax. I don't know specific numbers. I don't know anything like that. But what I can tell you is what you can write off, and I can kind of give you some tips for how to keep track of those things throughout the year. So let's talk write-offs first, because this is like such a huge topic, a huge category, okay? You can literally write off anything that you buy for your business, okay? If you're going to use it for your business, you can write it off. Now, that doesn't mean you go buy a bottle of vodka and you're like, oh, I'm going to use it for my business. No. But you can, if you buy a bottle of wine for a party, I'm not sure if you can write that off or not, but I save the receipt and give it to my accountant. This is my motto, okay? I save all the receipts, I give them to my accountant, and at the end of the year, she tells me that yes, you can write off this, or no, you can't write off that. So if I buy a bottle of wine to go to a party, I save the receipt, because if I were to buy a party tray, like a veggie tray for the party, I would save the receipt. So I have a list kind of write-offs here, so I hope you guys have like something to write with, or you can always rewatch this too. I'm going to put it back up. You can write off literally anything you buy for your business. So if you're going to buy some new tech, like a printer or a tablet, you can write that off. Nathan bought me a tablet for Christmas 2 years ago, and we wrote that off in the taxes. Apps, if you pay for any apps, so I bought WordSwag I bought WordSwag last year. I pay for PicMonkey every year. I think that's the only thing that charges me. But those, I can write those off. Any card fees. So if your MasterCard or whatever card you use for Scentsy, if you, first of all, registered it as like your business card. So when I talk to the bank, I'm like, I want to open this because it's a business account, or it's like, you know, for my business, explain the situation, blah, blah, blah. The bank does see this as a legitimate thing. I will tell you guys that right now. Like, I went to the bank the other day, and with my job, I get about 30 hours a week at my other job, roughly. It really it jumps around. And then plus Scentsy, you know, I was like, I'm probably not going to have to be able to go on anything. They do take it seriously. They'll average out what you've made in the last 6 months. That's how they'll take it on a commission-based situation like ours. But they totally see it as income, especially if the numbers are there. So don't discount that right away. So apps, card fees. Square. Who here uses Square? So if you got charged any fees for using Square, so like every time they tap, you get a fee, right? You can write off all those fees. And there's a way to go into the app and see what those fees were for all of, you know, 2017 or whatever you want to write off. And this is, and again, this is why you should get yourself a good accountant, because they can talk to you and tell you, well, you were a consultant last year in 2016, but you missed out on all these write-offs for Square or for your warmer of the month or whatever. So we can backdate that or whatever. So that's why you need to find an accountant, because they'll lead you with that. Like I said, I am not a tax professional. I'm barely good at basic math. So that's why you kind of need to talk to an accountant, but I'll help you where I can. So a couple more things you can write off is warmer of the month and scent of the month, and trainings. So if you're like World Tour, if you're going to World Tour, you can write that off, and you write it off the year that you paid for it. So if you paid for it in 2017, it doesn't matter that you're not going to attend till 2018. You can still write it off for 2017. Scentsy family reunion, same thing, you can write it off. Okay, if you ever go to leadership or boot camp, write-offs, alright? That's the beauty of it. You're not getting back 100% of it, of course, but you do get back a little bit, and it doesn't hurt, okay? Now, keep in mind, if you are looking to purchase a house, you do need to show gains or positive growth, like not in debt, not negatives, for, you know, a little bit. So make sure that you're not kind of going overboard. Sarah, you still have the receipt, hon. It'll still be there as like your receipt, so that's what you use to write it off. I'll talk about how to write it off later too as well. But if you're looking to buy a house or a car or anything where you need to finance or improve your credit, you'll want to show positive gains instead of negative losses. So last year I think I showed a gain, and then this year I'll show a gain as well, and then that'll put us in a better place to buy a house when the time comes. So write-offs are cool, and most businesses do end up in the negatives for about 3 years before they start showing positives. But make sure that you're honest as well, because you don't want to get audited, and you can get audited, and you don't want that to happen. It's a big, long... Ugh. All right? Anything you hand out to people can also be written off. So samples, the bags and labels it takes to make those samples. Same if you bought the molds, you can write off the molds. You can write off your little Wilton chocolate melter, which mine's working away here, melting down a bar. Any catalogs and flyers that you bought, total write-offs. If you went to Staples and bought like a print card, write-off. Business cards. If you go on to Vistaprint, you make any business cards, any posters, ribbons, like anything, guys. Anything from Vistaprint I pretty much write off. I mean, it's there to do that. Another thing that you can write off is packaging supplies. So things like bags, ribbon, tissue paper, tape, markers, pens, any labels that you buy for them, any stickers that you buy for your bags. So think about when you go, I don't know about you, I go to the dollar store, even when I was just using the bags that Scentsy used to send us, but that we can now buy. I used to still go to the dollar store for at least ribbons and tissue paper, right? So, and tape. So, those sorts of things. If you buy thank you cards, that's a write-off, right? Anything you're doing to improve your business, basically, is a write-off. So, any business costs, like your PWS, your cross-border fees, third-party website costs, postage fees, cell phone and internet bills, car insurance. Okay, so let's talk about the first little bit. PWS fees, cross-border fees, third-party website fees. Those are all located on your in your receipt, your order history. Okay, so that's how you would find those. And actually, I'm going to give you a little hint here. It's a drop-down menu where it says type of order, and you can change it to PWS. Boom, there you have for the year. You can change it to cross-border. Boom. Okay, replacements, returns, whatever, it's all there. And it makes it life a lot easier. Postage fees, if you guys are shipping out any mailers, you can write that all off. Cell phone and internet bills and car insurance. Okay, so if you can show that you do 50% or more, I don't know, talk to your accountant, of your business through your cell phone, with your internet, or in your car, you can write it off. Now, remember, if you have a vinyl on your car, you should already have business insurance on your vehicle anyway, so there's your write-off automatically. Okay, because if you have a vinyl on your car, your insurance will want to know.
Mention how much it costs.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay.
Sorry, Nathan's here too. He's just, you can't see him now, but when we did that, when I decked my vehicle out, there he is. When I decked my vehicle out, we called the insurance, and I thought, ooh, it was going to be expensive. It was $1 a month. It was $12 for the year to add business insurance onto my car.
Now, that's only because you don't use it fully for business.
Yeah, because I'm not, like, 100% using that vehicle for business. But nobody else is on my team either, so...
vehicle.
Yeah, it's not technically a company vehicle. But it wouldn't be a company vehicle for anybody else. So it would be a fairly reasonable cost. Again, not saying it'll be $12 for you, but talk to your insurance company, talk to your accountant, and see what you guys can work out. Customer perks. So who here gives, like, a free bar to people here and there, or a circle? Or sometimes for my out-of-town customers, I'll give them like $5 off their shipping, or an extra half-price item, or like that I don't actually have a half price for, or free bulbs. I give tons of free bulbs, okay? You can write that all off. It's totally okay. Now, it's better if you keep track of who you're giving these items to, so that if you do ever get audited, you can prove that that's what you were doing. But you can write that all off. Vendor events. Hey, Mia, get away from there. Nathan, make sure she doesn't drop that on me, please.
Mia, come here.
Event costs. So who here has ever done a vendor event, a vendor show? You can write off the entry fee for those. So it might not seem like a lot, but they do add up. So keep all those receipts, or make sure you're asking for receipts from each of them, because you can write that off. Gas is a little bit picky. You need to track your mileage somehow. So there's apps that can do that for you. There's one called Mile IQ. That's the one I've been using. It's okay. I need to get better at using it. But it seems to work. Another way you can track it is by writing down your mileage when you start and when you're done. But again, I would talk to an accountant on that just to be sure. Now, how do you keep track of all these write-offs? Like, it seems like so much. So how do you keep track of it all? So you can there's a couple options. You can do it monthly. So every month you collect all your receipts and put it in like folders, right? So like write-offs for this, that, and the other thing. Because you'd be surprised like what comes up, and you put it in the folder, or you could put it in the folder for that month as well. You could also do it quarterly, so the same idea, but you just do it every 4 months instead of doing it every month. Or you can do it my way, which is probably not the best idea, and you do it yearly. So every year in about February, I scramble to get my shit together and get it all together and send it off to my accountant. So you can do that as well. I don't recommend it, but it's a possibility. So basically what you would need to do is you would need to gather your T4, any T4s you're getting from any other jobs, anything else that you would generally gather for your taxes, plus all of the items I just listed, receipts for them. And then you would send them off to your accountant, or print them off and give them to your accountant. Basically, the way you get receipts for the things I was just talking about, so obviously Vistaprint, stuff like that, what I do is I go to their website at the end of the year, and I just look in my order history for the last year, and I see what pertained to my business and what was just for myself. You can do that for other websites like Amazon as well, because I buy some random stuff for my business through Amazon. So make sure you go through your Amazon history. If you go to the workstation, go to that order history tab. Remember that drop down menu I was telling you about? Go through that to collect all your PWS fees, your cross-border agreements, any family store orders. All family store orders can be written off. And the events tab as well. I also have a bag of receipts system. I literally have a bag hanging on my corkboard filled of receipts and papers and such, and I also have a whole bunch in my wallet, and at the end of the year I dump them all out, and I see what I can write off and what just ended up in the bag of receipts. I also make sure to go to my mileage app and PicMonkey, make sure to get my dues, my receipts from those. I send all the info to my accountant, and she does all the complicated stuff for me. So taxes seem really big and scary, but really in the end, it's just gathering everything that you've been doing for the past year and submitting it to somebody to do all the work for you. At least that's the way I do my taxes, and yeah, that's cool with me. I don't plan on doing it myself anytime soon. So, thanks for watching, guys. I thought it was going to be a short Training Tuesday, but it was a 20-minute one. So if there's any questions, as usual, just let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching and tuning in, even though I was a little bit late. Okay, guys, have a fantastic week. If you have any ideas for next Training Tuesday, let me know. Or if you want to be a speaker, give me a shout out. Okay, guys, chat soon. Bye.